Welcome to another episode of Cup of Joe. So you get your daily Cup of Joe from a couple of Joes, or your weekly Cup of Joe if you're an asshole and just listen to the full podcast. Actually, you're not an asshole because we do appreciate that. We're getting lots of views on YouTube right now. Please hit us up on YouTube. It is our best channel by far, and the TikTok ban has come out, meaning that ByteDance has to divest in the next 8 months, or we won't have TikTok anymore. Now, TikTok is our biggest platform, and we love TikTok. I use TikTok every day myself.
Yep.
So if that goes away, don't worry. We'll still be here for you. We're on YouTube. Find us there. We are also having our website is underway.
Oh.
Where you'll be able to get some Cup of Joe swag.
Some merch.
We're going to do some hats, some t-shirts, some mugs, if you will. Some cups of Cup of Joe. And for an extra 20, Joey will fart in it for you.
Have you seen that? People still on their have you seen that?
Not only that, bath water.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Underwear, supposedly used underwear. Do you think they're really using it? I don't know. Why not?
I'm fucking in.
They're just spritzing fart spray on it.
I'm fucking in though.
Yeah, dude.
Comment below how much you'd pay.
Yeah. You want some of our bath water? I'm down. I'll piss in some for you. You want some pee? Some R. Kelly shit? Yeah. Farting in Tupperware. That's a thing too.
Yeah.
And you get it, you can open it up and smell the beef. Fans only, sorry. Charge people for like pictures of their feet. A toe. Are you a foot guy? I'm not a foot guy.
Not a foot guy. Not at all.
I could never look at a foot or a hand and be like, that's beautiful. Or that's ugly. Like, I don't give a fuck. Unless you don't got feet. And still, I'm rocking with pegs. Let's go.
Yeah, whatever you got. But it's not a thing.
Does that mean we have ugly feet? I think that means we have ugly feet.
I got some pretty fucking feet.
It's like, I don't think feet are pretty, but my feet.
Yeah, I mean, some people got like toes that are bigger than their big toes. It's all good. Mine are perfect steps.
Okay.
Fucking.
Is that what makes symmetry? Is what makes the? I guess it's any beauty, right?
For me, yeah.
All right.
Years ago, had this friend. Not a friend after the divorce. She was going.
Was it her friend or?
Yeah, her friend.
Oh.
She was, trying to find a new boyfriend. She'd just been divorced. Yeah, she'd been divorced. And she was dating different guys on like Bumble and Tinder. It's good.
Yeah,
it is good.
Yeah.
Comment below what you think it is.
Yep.
It's a new drink.
New flavor.
Good.
New flavor,
New
baby.
flavor, not a new drink. But she had this guy that she was dating.
Okay.
Like, we're hearing the stories of like.
Okay. Yeah.
I had never used Bumble or Tinder at that point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At that point.
Because I was still married. And she was like, yeah, I met this guy, but he's like into feet. Like, he asked me for these pictures all the time, but he has like a lot of money, so like I'm into it. I'm just like,
is he paying you for the pictures or?
No.
She's just getting him. Okay.
Yeah. So then she like goes on to like someone else, and then like months later, years later actually, because I'm divorced now, and
oh yeah, you get that.
I hear that she's married the foot guy.
Oh, she married the foot guy.
The foot guy.
Maybe, well, like, is that all you want is to look at your feet and like have you like foot fuck him, or yeah, do it. You can get that.
Or this will be our #1 video right there.
Or what is it? What is it like? What do you do with them? You suck them? You lick them? Is that what you do with them?
I don't know.
They fondle your balls. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm not a foot guy. Not a foot guy. Are there hand people? Are there people that are like, oh, let me see your hands?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Like they're into hands and just hands.
Yeah, like Ray Charles. Grab the wrist.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. All right, so we usually talk about sports. We recently talked about the Warriors trades and their chances in the upcoming season here. I want to talk a little Summer League. Have you been watching any of the Summer League games?
Just like a little bit of the Bronny James stuff, but
Yeah.
not too much of the Warriors.
Yeah, I've been watching some of the other games, and I think we got some people out there that can possibly do something.
Mm-hmm.
If you know who Pat Spencer is, I have a man crush on Pat Spencer.
Okay.
He's 6'4", blonde, blue eyes.
Almost.
He was a lacrosse player.
Okay.
And didn't start playing basketball until like his senior year in high school or some shit.
Yeah.
Australian. Can dip that shit. So if you want to see some Pat Spencer highlights, he's been on our D-League team for a while.
Hell yeah.
And,
Let's go.
I hope to see him get a little two-way or something coming up.
All right.
Legit looks like a David Beckham model. Barely played basketball and is a pro and will dunk on your ass. I like either light-skinned dudes or white dudes. What's that about me?
Oh, shit.
The caramel.
Got football coming up.
We do.
49 days.
49 days. Well, from the day we're filming this.
Yeah.
The day it comes out, we'll have, well, what's 14 days minus 49?
A lot less.
35. 35 days left of football. Are you one of those training camp guys? Have you been to training camp? Have you?
I've been to training camp because the Cowboys do it down in Oxnard, California.
That's crazy. That sucks.
Yeah.
That you get to go see the Cowboys in Oxnard. Where is San Francisco? Arizona, right?
No, everyone else is in their own state.
Oh, is it?
I don't know where the Niners do it. Napa?
Oh, yeah, it is. It is Napa.
It's Napa?
It's on a high school field in Napa, yeah.
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 Go to the Cowboys one in Oxnard. It was kind of a trip. Like, you get into Oxnard and you're like, why the fuck? Where the fuck did they find this place?
They built it probably.
But then you like get into the actual like town and like the hotels and stuff. Like Embassy Suites has like a beautiful resort down there.
Yeah.
But the streets have like cowboy banners everywhere. Like it's a cowboy town. And then we got to the field. I think it's built out a little bit more now. But when I got there, it's in a subdivision.
Like a park?
Like the borders of the fields are just people's backyard fences.
That's crazy.
And they just have this whole fucking setup right there. It's just in the middle of the subdivision.
Do you have to buy tickets or do you just go?
You can just go, but if you want like VIP setups,
so,
you can pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where like they'll come over and sign shit and possibly come over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you buy those, they'll actually come over.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but
yeah.
I mean, you're still only like 20, 30 feet away from them. Like you're in a high school stands. Like they're just like the old bleacher style. And
we literally have not talked football since my 49ers lost the Super Bowl.
Fuck them.
We didn't really talk about that because I didn't want to. And we did talk about it, but I don't. It's either this year or no fucking year.
We're about to lose Ayuk. I'm sure that'll happen before this podcast comes out.
I know. I heard that too. And last year we almost lose Debo. Now this year we're about to lose Ayuk. Maybe we can pull it back at the last second, but if that happens, that's going to be a huge, huge loss.
I think it's a good thing. You're going to either figure out, is Brock Purdy that guy?
Yeah.
Or is he a product? And that way you can save money if he's just a product of his receivers.
Yeah,
or if he's the guy, then he's going to spend the money anyways. You guys are going to spend the money no matter what.
That's true.
It's either on Ayuk and not on Purdy, or on Purdy, not on Ayuk.
That's true.
So it's not a money saver. It's just...
No, it's just a switch.
Figure out who you are.
Figure out what's
But
best.
you guys got that Ricky Pershaw.
Correct.
Dude's going to be good.
Yeah. And then we'll still have Debo. Samuel. So he's Brandon was our number one option there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do have a shot at it. Even losing Brandon, and we'll know more first 5 games if that happens.
Yeah.
He was definitely the long ball dude. Minus Debo. I want to, obviously we've talked about how close they've gotten and not fucking done it, and that your fucking Cowboys have a sooner Super Bowl win than my fucking 49ers.
That's right.
Which is dumb as shit.
It certainly doesn't feel that way. Like,
it doesn't. You said it even. I was like, is that right? I didn't look that shit up.
you know, it's like the fan bases of like who's in more pain, and it's the Cowboys for sure.
For sure. 100%.
Deservingly.
But here's a
God,
good
do we
question.
deserve
Here's a
it.
good question. Are you really? Would you rather get to the dance as many times as we got and lose that shit, or like just fucking get the number 1 draft pick every year like the Panthers?
Good question.
I think I'd rather get there and lose it. But we get to see good football played along the way.
I would rather get there and lose it versus have the number 1 pick. But if you ask me, would I rather be the Cowboys and be good every year and get eliminated first round every year, or have the number 1 pick? I would say the number 1 pick. I would rather be bad, trying to build up to be great, than
so the
good
worst
and will never be great.
The worst of this is winning 4 games, right? And then you're not getting the number 1 pick. You're right in the middle of
The Raiders. Would I rather be a Raider fan? No, I wouldn't. And they have a much sooner. Wait. Yeah, they won.
Yes.
I'm dumb.
Funny thing, Derek Carr is playing at the Tahoe Golf Classic that I go to every year this year, and walking around, we first get in. I got Christina and the kids with me. As I'm walking through, dude's like, "Hey, what's up?" and just daps me up, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm a nice person." I dapped him up, and Christina's like, "Who the fuck was that? People know you here?" I'm like, "I don't know who the fuck you thought I was." But then we walk over to a stand, and I'm like lower because they're up on a higher stand, and the guy's like, "Are you Derek Carr?" I'm like, "No, I'm fucking 5'8", 5'9" with these shoes on." What the fuck are you talking about? I'm Derek Carr. And then Christina goes, "I wonder if that guy or who that guy thinks he met, and who he's telling his friends that he
He's like, I'm never fucking washing this hand."
She's like, "Does you think he knows you from the podcast?" I'm like, "That's only happened to me one time."
God, that'd be cool.
It happened to me once.
One day.
It happened to me once. It was kind of fun. However, looking at our analytics on YouTube, we're not even big in our home state. I mean, maybe we should run some ads in our home state for our shit. But Chicago, we're huge. That's our number 1 place. So maybe we should talk about the Bears.
Ooh, I want to go to Chicago.
No, I'd love to go to the Windy City. Have you been?
I've never been. It is. I was actually just talking about this yesterday. It is like number 1 in the United States that I want to go to.
Been to the airport. I had a layover. Flight got canceled. Not canceled. Delayed. So I had like 6 hours. Got out of the airport. Went down. I don't know if it's downtown, but just out in south. I was there for like an hour and a half. But I need to go back.
Yeah. I want the pizza. I want to go to both the White Sox and the Cubs.
Yeah.
I want to go to both their stadiums. I want to do it.
Oh, funny thing, I was watching Back to the Future, and the future is 2015, by the way, with the flying cars. When did the Cubs win the World Series?
They just won it a couple of years ago. But
So was it
before
2015?
No, it's been sooner than that.
Because that's what they had the Cubbies winning the World Series, and he was like, "The Cubs won the World Series."
I feel like I would know if they hit it at the same time as that Cubs.
Because I do remember like Back to the Future Day, that being a thing, like the day that they went to the future.
2016. So
Holy
damn
shit.
fucking close.
Have you also seen all that shit about The Simpsons predicting the future?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And in crazy weird ways that are really accurate. I don't know what's going on there.
He has the keys to the simulation.
Ah, he has the admin access.
Yes. We went on that trip up to Oregon.
Yeah.
And in the Tesla they have. I'm that guy who talks about Tesla all the
It's
time.
all right. Yeah. It's okay.
We got the screen full of all the podcasts.
Yes.
I've never really been like a listener of.
Oh, on a long trip like that, that's perfect. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna figure out some stuff. So we found this conspiracy one.
Okay.
One of my favorites is JFK.
Great one.
And
Great one.
We could go on for hours on that.
If you're a theorist, this is the holy grail of conspiracies.
Love JFK. So Taylor's not a big conspiracy person, but she does on the JFK one. I don't think the JFK one is a conspiracy at this point. I think it's more something happened. We just don't know which of the conspiracies is true at this point.
Sure. Same thing we'll say about Trump in a couple of years.
Yep, 100%. So I was like, all right, well, these are my favorite ones. And, you know, I just like listening to, like, the different ideas. Some of them are just dumb as fuck.
Right. I like to, and sometimes I like to listen because of that. Yeah. Like, let me see how fucking stupid you are and what theories you're coming up with.
Yeah, so we went down a whole bunch of them, like Titanic. I didn't even know there was conspiracy with that one.
That it didn't crash or something?
That either it was switched to be the sister ship to, like, get...
I have no idea about this one. I've never
like insurance fraud, essentially.
Okay.
Is they wanted to wreck that one.
It was the biggest ship in the world at the time.
Yeah. But sister ship, I guess, was only like 3 feet different. And it was just slightly different. So they're saying, oh, they sunk that one to take an insurance.
Ah, okay. How big was the Titanic in terms of regular cruise ships today? Was it tiny?
Miniature.
Yeah, right. It's
Titanic. Miniature. Practically a pontoon out there.
Yeah. There's lots of places you could draw women and fuck them in cars on a real cruise ship. Draw me like one of your French girls.
Okay, so that's the funny thing part of that. So I'm listening to this. It's like a #1 conspiracy podcast. Okay.
This is Apple Podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're talking about this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's not a realistic, conspiracy that they used it for insurance fraud because there was things on the Titanic that were lost forever that were worth more
than the ship itself. Oh, like the Hope Diamond.
Well, so they were saying,
is that real?
Okay, so they said it was.
Oh shit!
But I was like, "There's no fucking way that was real." Like, I've never heard that in any history book. Like,
no, at all.
It's not. So now I'm like questioning the podcast 100%. This was the last one that we listened to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I don't know if I believe anything they're talking about because that was a major
Well, that's what's going to happen, though. If you listen to those people, they're going to come up with one theory. You're like, whoa, hold on.
Well, they're claiming to not be conspiracy theorists, and they're like giving... These are the stories, and this is like where we rank it in like believability. And I was like, but if you guys got that fucking fact wrong, which as soon as you said it, I was like, but nope, that's I need to know that right now. So I'm looking it up, and it was just based off of the Hope Diamond, which is in the National Archives or it's Natural History Smithsonian or something like that.
We have that.
Yeah, we have it. It was never on the boat. And I'm just like,
so they watched the movie and came up with theories based on the movie.
Yeah, they were like,
that guy's CG. Look at it.
The real conspiracy is that Jack sunk the boat. Trying to kill that one dude.
The only conspiracy about Titanic that I knew of was Jack could have fit on that fucking door. That's the only conspiracy I knew of.
Facts.
Like, what was the point of that? Can you just happen to be a piece of wood? Why was it so big?
Shorten it up a little bit.
I believe there's a YouTube video of them recreating it, 3D models, and just showing tons of different ways that they could be on that thing.
So they're saying, like the director of the movie is like, no, we've done tests. Like Mythbusters, I think, did it and said that he wouldn't have. But here is my problem with it. All right, he can't fit on there. That's fine.
Hold your fucking hand on there.
Yeah, get your body up a little bit. Or, listen, you're nice and warm up there. You're off the water. Fucking paddle me to something that... There's a whole bunch of shit out there.
Tons of shit.
Paddle me to something.
And it also, I feel like he pushed down. I feel like he's like, I'm dying now.
It was just fucking dramatic. He was waiting for her to be like, no, honey, like, get back up here. Like, I'll make some.
You know what it was? I think it was Kate Winslet's 25th birthday that day. He just gave up.
Oh. If I can't kill you, I'm just gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
That's the day that Leo said, no, number 24.
Leo, amazing actor, a definite pervert, inventor of the dad bod, really.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Hero to many.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Who decided that was sexy? Although it's weird, like culturally, used in like some African cultures, if you're bigger and fat, that's more attractive because that means you have more money, and most people are hella skinny.
Right? It's kind of like the white skin. Like,
Yeah.
if you like the lighter your skin, like, oh, you don't have to be out in the sun working or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The shit that we see. You ever want to go to Japan or China or any of those places?
I'm not a big city person. Like, I just don't like congested cities.
They have country
So-
outside out there.
Do they?
Yeah. Outside the major cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Japan especially too. Or just go to the Great Wall, you know?
I would like to see the Great Wall. I think for like a different country, Egypt is my number one. I want to go see the pyramids.
I do want to see the pyramids before I go. Yeah.
That is number one on my list. Like,
I want like helicopter. I want to see those motherfuckers. I want to look at them.
if I could do one thing in my life, that would be it. So I want to go see the pyramids.
They set up a, what's really cool is they set up the pyramids are so big that they actually have a gravitational pull that affects time. If you set up a time-lapse camera way outside of it, you know, like 4 or 5 miles, and you point it at it, time is moving slightly faster there, which is why we can time travel in real reality, not backwards but forward. If I just jumped up to the sun and traveled around it for a year, 5 years will have passed here, and I would have technically traveled into the fucking future.
So that's something that I just can't wrap my head around. Like,
Time
I've
dilation.
heard, like,
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about it a little bit, and my brain just is not wrapping around it.
They just said something yesterday was crazy. The guy that Neil talks to all the time that talks about string theory
Yeah.
said that basically they believe now that the fabric of reality is woven together by black holes. And because mathematically they can recreate this, and if they break the strings of this weave, time doesn't exist. So that's how they're saying that in quantum physics, particles pop in and out. It's all due to wormholes. Like the entire fabric of the... And I was like, what the fuck? Hold on, man. I didn't happen to have my coffee yet.
No,
Which is so fucking...
we're just the Sims. That's it.
We are. Basically, when we get down to it, and even when you look at the universe at the smallest level, it looks like a pixel.
Yeah.
It's a unit called a quark that looks exactly like a pixel that we would make in a fucking simulation. But remember, though, it doesn't matter. We've been over this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The only meaning that anything is given is the meaning you give it to it. So
100%.
if it means something to you, it fucking means something.
Did you see that guy? He's a Democrat, or I don't think he's a Democrat. I use those terms loosely. He's like a guy on TikTok.
Okay.
Who went on, fuck, I can't think of his name.
Like a talking head show, or?
Yeah, but like just like TikTok, just YouTube, like just like those. And he basically came out and he's like, fuck those people that were there. Like,
Oh yeah, I did see that guy. He does like a lot of fact and documentary stuff or something like that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. He was like, if you were there and you got shot and you died, fuck you. You supported him. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah, he
That
lost
is-
everything. He got demonetized on every platform.
As he should.
Yeah.
That is some bullshit to be saying.
That's bold. That is so fucking bold to say. God damn.
That's crazy. Again, no matter what your political affiliation is, or no matter how much you would disagree with someone, unless they're physically causing you harm or harming one of your family members or people that you love about, there's no reason to even touch them.
Yeah.
No reason at all. You can come after me for that. There's no fucking reason. Now, somebody touches my daughter, you better believe I'll be there with a gun. We're not going to fight. You're just going to die.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But barring that, you could probably talk a lot of shit to me at this point in my life, and I'm not going to do nothing.
Yeah.
You call me a bitch, you call me an asshole. Fuck you. Now, touch me. Different fucking stuff again. now we can do something. And maybe if we lived in a state, it'd be different too. We do not live in a mutual combat state,
Yeah.
like some of you may out there, that you can agree to fight. If you fight, you can get a battery charge. That's just it. If the guy wants to press charges on you, And think about this: all the things that you have going on in your life, and the professional licenses that you have, and it could be because you punched a dude in a bar, you lose all that. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Not worth it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I think thinking that like your politician, your presidential choice is actually going to make that big of a difference.
It's not. It's going to change maybe 2 to 3% of your life,
Yeah.
realistically, and for a small amount of time.
I think Obama is like the perfect embodiment of, I don't think the president actually makes all that much difference.
Yeah,
I really liked everything that he
absolutely.
said, all of the things. How much actually got done, I don't think it's not because he wasn't effective or didn't want them to be done. It just,
The way the system works.
the system is slow moving. And that's that's how it was intended.
It was.
Not for the mood of the country to
Right, swing it back
sway
and forth.
drastically every 4 years. That's a good thing that it
Yeah.
moves so slowly. But yeah,
And it's really, the lobbyists, they don't have term limits. Lobbyists are in it for, 40, 50 years. They're the ones giving the money to their interest. And let's talk about who
Congress.
really fucking controls shit. Congress, no term limits.
yeah,
They
fuck that.
They can fucking invest in the stock market. Why? There's nothing that you could do in the stock market that would not be insider information. There's nothing. You literally are making financial policies and then getting rich off of it. And this is on both sides.
Yeah,
Now, not to say that I use this thing that copy trades them. They have to put their stuff out there, and now it copy trades them 30 days after they do it. But I still have a pretty good portfolio.
Right.
Just doing what these fuckers do.
right.
Because we know they have the inside information. If you just got the money out, you'd actually have civil servants, man. And they could actually do a good job.
And put
there's
term
people
limits on it?
Yep, term limits. And there's people at lower levels of government that, regardless of their political affiliation, do that shit right. Kind of like Obama was a community organizer
Yep.
that brings people together.
I think if you put term limits on it, that way it doesn't become your life.
I think
It shouldn't be your life.
It should not be a career.
I'm here to make the country as great as I can for the next
10 years.
4 to
Let's say,
8 to 10
whatever
years.
it
Yeah,
is.
whatever.
Let's just put a number there.
But I don't think you should have someone 80, 90 years old
Yeah.
on their deathbed running this country. Because it doesn't help anyone.
You're talking about somebody that literally grew up in the 1950s. What? What are we talking about?
Fucking earlier for some.
Earlier for some. What kind of laws were in place then that they still think exist now?
Yeah, like some were
What
like
kind of science?
someone that were in their 20s and 30s in the 60s
Yeah.
when the civil rights movement was happening.
Exactly.
I think like a lot of things, like they want your police force to match your demographic of the community that you're policing.
Makes sense.
That's the goal. That's not the way that it is
No,
right
of
now,
course
but that is the goal.
Yeah.
Congress people, senators, that should match as well.
It should. They're there are appointed officials. They should represent us.
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
Joe,
not, of course, not 14-year-olds that fucking. But can we get some? Like, I'm down with a 25-year-old. I'm down with a 40-year-old. I'm down with a 35-year-old congressperson. Absolutely.
but I think if you've been in like Joe Biden is a really good example of this.
Yeah.
He's been in politics,
Entire life.
what, 40 years?
40, 45.
Something
years.
like that?
Yep.
You cannot relate to me.
At all.
You've been, insulated on your entire life.
Yep.
You cannot relate to normal people. The majority of the country you
And they're
cannot
rich,
relate
too.
to.
They're also rich,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a hugely unrelatable thing.
Yep. Yep. Rich and insulated from everything.
Right.
Like you've had Secret Service your entire life.
Entire life.
You have no fucking idea what it's like. You have no idea.
As just a regular, typical American.
Yep. So that's why there needs to be term limits.
I almost think it should be like jury duty.
Yep.
Like, you're summons, motherfucker. You got to come decide on this bill. I don't want to be here. But
Well, it's fucking crazy, man. This isn't a right or left issue.
which one?
The term limits.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
If you were to take a text vote, which I think that we're kind of getting to that point of like, do we really
said
need
this in a song I made 13 years ago. I swear to you that we all have cell phones with basically MAC addresses, the MEID, that are linked to us. If we had an official government app and you turn the camera on when we voted, you could see who voted and what we voted for.
Yep.
And you'd have 70% of people vote instead of the fucking 10%.
But right now, we don't have Congress people, senators that represent what their constituents want.
Correct.
I understand why it was invented. I love...
Yeah, the theory behind it. It's great.
Yeah, because back in the day, couldn't get everyone in the country to ride their horses over to
It'd be impossible.
We have that ability now. That way you get the voice of the people actually being heard if everyone is voting on, and I'm not saying majority rule, I'm saying your district voting on a certain thing.
Because you'd be voting specific to your area.
Yeah, I'm not saying like majority rule. I like the republic version of it. I don't like a true democracy.
Or maybe it's like it is, right? You if you're in that county, you get to vote for that county thing.
Yeah.
If you're in the state, you get to vote for the state thing. And then some things at the federal level, you get to vote on too.
But if we were to vote that way, term limits would be installed tomorrow.
Yeah.
Every side believes that. There's no one that believes that there should be unlimited, except for the people in power that can change that law.
People that are there.
The people that can change it are the ones that don't want it to go away. And that's why it doesn't change.
Such is any institution with power, as we've discussed on the cast before.
Corruption at the highest level.
The highest levels, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yep.
Even in weird, tiny ways, like that Stanford prison experiment.
Oh, I love the Stanford prison experiment. Fuck yeah.
Because you were a correctional officer at one point.
Absolutely. If you have not seen it, there is a movie on it.
There is a doc, yeah. It's really fucking good.
It's really good. Basically, they had 20 people or something like that sign up for an experiment. They had no idea what they were doing.
Nope.
They literally flipped a coin.
And that's what they got.
Each person, they were either going to be a prisoner or a guard. And they viewed this, I don't know, the time limit. I think it was only like a couple days.
It was supposed to be 30, I think, but they stopped that shit.
Yeah.
Because they got so fucking crazy.
And they did not install rules. They just said, do it.
You're a guard, you're a prisoner.
And they tortured the fuck out of these people. And yeah, they had to stop it.
They had to stop it.
Because people were going to die. It's just crazy that kind of power can instantly go to your head. So we had to learn about that.
And it was just the perception of the power, too. You didn't have any actual power. We flipped a fucking coin to decide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, the mindset of the prisoner, too, was like, okay, I'm a prisoner, so I get...
Yeah.
Fuck that, I'm fighting you.
Absolutely. Oh, man. That's crazy. That
perspective is 100% everything.
100%.
I really like that picture of a person standing on one side and a person standing on the other side, and there's a 6, and one guy saying it's a 6, so the other guy's that's a 9. Perspective, baby. It's both things are true.
Absolutely. Have you seen someone did an experiment where they had like a whole bunch of CIA people?
No.
People and one normal person.
Oh, okay. And they had to try to find out who the normal person was?
No.
Oh.
More basic than that. They had 20 people. 19 were CIA agents. One was just a normal guy.
Yeah.
It is a very simple experiment. They had a picture of a triangle.
Okay.
And they all were lined up. And they asked each person, what shape is this? And they said square. 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 And they got to the normal guy who was not a part of the experiment.
And said square. He said square, huh?
He said square so that you didn't stand out and you were that weird.
Yep.
The weird one. The mind is so manipulable.
So malleable. It is.
That I was going to say manipulatable, and that's God. I'm stupid. I've said this many times. I'm stupid. I know.
It's so crazy too that how quickly that happened too. Because in the prison experiment, it was a couple days, and it was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And think about that too when you're like having a bad time about something, and you think the world is over. You don't even want to live anymore at this point. Like, just chill. Your perspective will probably change.
Yeah.
Or hopefully you can do that. If you can't change your perspective, then that's what therapy's for. And I truly believe that everyone should be in therapy at least once in their life, just to understand the tools that you need to like calm your emotions down and be a cool, calm, and collective person. I think it can help a lot of people. Most people don't do it because of the stigma, but I think that stigma is going away now.
I think it is.
I think it is.
And understanding that life is ups and downs. No one's life is always good.
No. There's famous people with herpes, right? Derek Jeter. He's got all that money, and that's why people don't care about them sticking his herpes dick inside. Justin Timberlake, Jessica Biel. These people all have herpes. You think they're
Breaking
beautiful.
news.
And they are actually beautiful, right? But sometimes there's hardships in their lives that you can't see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a matter of perspective and understanding that life is ups and downs. So
And
go to therapy if you're having a hard time.
And if you find people in the world that you care about and that care about you, hang on to that shit. It's rare. It's super fucking rare.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to, chase fun or chase things that they think are interesting, monetary things. Doesn't matter what house you're in. It matters who you're in that house with.
Yep. Absolutely.
So get hookers. Get pay them to leave. All right, we haven't done jokes in a while, so let's hop into some jokes real quick. We did some fun stuff for online. We have we have a good amount of time left. Can I talk to you about a job? What? That's not a funny joke.
Hey now, what kind of job?
A rim job. That is funny though. All right, jokes. Some yucks for the fucks out there. My wife says she wants another baby. I'm so glad because I also really don't like the first one. A new study recently found humans eat more bananas than monkeys. It's true. I can't remember the last time I ate a monkey. Did we do this one before? I have so many jokes about unemployed people. Sadly, none of them work. I think we might have done some similar to that before.
Trying to dig deep.
I child-proofed my house today. Somehow they still got in. We've definitely said that one before.
Why is masturbation like procrastination?
Spelling?
It's all good until you realize you're only screwing yourself.
That's good. I'd like to say I have kids one day. I don't think I could stand them any longer than that. I got my COVID test back today. It says 50. What does that mean? Also, my IQ test came back as positive.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, fuck. Yep, I guess I'm going to do this one. What's another name for a diaphragm? A trampoline for dicks. Yep, we went there.
If you haven't hit a diaphragm, you have a small dick.
What's a diaphragm?
I got fired from the calendar factory. All I did was take a day off.
What did the penis say to the condom? Cover me, I'm going in.
That's a cop joke. Cover me, I'm going in. Don't break.
Got kids inside.
2018. What? Oh, these are like 6-hour-long jokes. What do a penis and a Rubik's Cube have in common?
I'm reading it literally as you're saying it.
The more you play with it, the harder it gets.
My girlfriend told me she always smokes after sex. I told her maybe we should use lube next time.
What does one saggy boob say to the other saggy boob? If we don't get some support, people will think we're nuts. Some tiny saggy tits.
What's the speed limit in bed?
I don't know.
It's 68. Once you hit 69, you have to turn back around.
I think I might have heard that before. Why did the Clydesdale give the pony a glass of water? Because he was a little horse. What do you call a fish without eyes? Oh, I want to do a joke in honor of one of my good friends that passed away. What did one muffin say to the other muffin in the oven? Oh my God, a talking muffin!
Oh, shit.
That wasn't right either. Sorry, I fucked that up.
Oh, my God. This one took me a minute to get.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to read it like 6 times. What do you do when you come across an elephant in the jungle?
The way you said "come" sounded weird to me. What?
Kind of wipe it off and say sorry.
You really leaned into the "come" with that one.
But it's spelled C-O-M-E as I'm reading it, so I'm like, I don't understand it. So that's why I had to emphasize it a little bit. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm reading right now.
Like, this is not funny. I don't like this. What did the policeman say to his belly button? You're under a vest. No, those are all shitty enough.
What do bridge and sex have in common?
Both hard.
If you don't have a good partner, you better have a really good hand.
I don't know enough about bridge. Do you play with partners?
Because you play with partners. I don't know anything about bridge.
All right, I'm going to Reddit.
Am I the asshole?
No, jokes. But the first one says, what's the difference between a Vietnamese restaurant and an Indian restaurant? So I'm not going to read that one.
I'm switching this up because I don't believe in this. So I'm going to switch it up. What's the difference between a girlfriend and a wife? The sex drive. It says boyfriend and husband, and I'm like, nah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's not true at all. If your husband doesn't want to have sex with you, he's having sex with someone else. Sorry.
Maybe the wife too? I don't know.
Yeah, yes.
I don't know.
Well, it's more likely that she just doesn't want to have sex than the dude.
Yeah. I tried phone sex once, but the holes were too small.
That's a whole phone. You millennials won't get that.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to
compose yourself.
My wife told me that sex was better on vacation. It wasn't the best postcard I've ever received. Damn it.
He wasn't. There was a king once who was 12 inches tall. Terrible king, great ruler. My grandpa always said, when one door closes, another one opens. Smart man, but a horrible cabinet maker. That's kind of dumb. Why not? Man goes to his doctor and says, "Doctor, I think I'm losing my hearing." The doctor says, "Can you describe the symptoms for me?" He says, "Sure. Homer's fat and bald. Marge has tall blue hair." That's fucking stupid. It's not the best ceiling I've ever seen, but it's up there. The roof is not my son, but I will raise it.
A husband is supposed to make his wife's panties wet, not her eyes. and a wife is supposed to make her husband stick hard, not his life.
Hey, that's not even a joke. That's just statements. Hermosi, you know who Hermosi is?
No.
Big guy. He's acquisition.com. Has a lot of social media, and he's a good businessman. He said, what is it? Men are attracted to what they see, and women are attracted to what they hear, which is why women will always wear makeup and men will always lie. Some fucking facts right there.
I love that. I mean, I don't love that.
Yeah, no, I hate that, but I love that's so true. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us here today in this edition of Cup of Joe's. Thank you for joining us again. Please follow us on all our channels, and join us again next week. Appreciate you.
Cheers.